Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 22 of What If Naruto's a Smart Prodigy. This is going to be the last episode for tonight guys. I'm going to be posting What If Naruto was a part of the Uzumaki clan tomorrow. Yeah, sorry about that, but I'm going to be posting tomorrow. And as usual, don't be sad because this is the last episode, because you know that new What Ifs are coming up soon and you guys are going to enjoy them. I just know you will guys. So don't be sad because you know I'm going to keep up with the grind and keep on posting these amazing videos for you guys. So just follow me along with this journey. I hope you enjoy each and every one of them. And you can also go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto got his memories sealed away that I posted on this channel. And I also posted a new episode of What If Naruto was raised by the Hyuga clan. So go ahead and enjoy that guys. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time hearing my voice, and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. But let's begin this new episode. Start the intro. So, the last time we left off, the battle between Naruto and Yujito versus Madara was furious, as both of them were pushing themselves as Madara was in his Susanoo. Naruto managed to pull him out of it as they continued their battle. Meanwhile, at Konoha, Tsunade got the report from Itachi that Madara Uchiha is alive and he's facing off against Naruto and Yujito. It would take some time for them to reach there, but as Sasuke was sure, as along with Sakura, that Naruto could hold him off until they got there. But despite that, Itachi and Tsunade know how dangerous Madara Uchiha is. We then skip back to the battle, as Naruto created a massive forest that shot Madara at the vastness of the forest. It was large, as Madara activated his perfect Susanoo, but Naruto performed a seal and brought them to a different place, where Madara's Susanoo was gone, as he sealed away Madara's Susanoo, as once he's here he cannot use that ability. And Naruto was also cut off from his Mokiton. Any ability you use going into this place, it seal off that ability until you're rid of this place. As Madara quickly summoned the Gedo statue, chains wrapped around Naruto and Yujito, but Naruto managed to dodge his as he appeared behind Madara. Madara sent a force that slammed into Naruto. Naruto watched as Yujito cried out in pain as Inibe got ripped out of her. Naruto quickly flashed in front of her as he wouldn't allow this to happen. Madara then noticed that the blonde was connected to the Gedo statue and feeding the chakra back into her, as he was about to slam another force in Naruto. But Naruto already created some clones earlier, as they summoned him along with the Heir seal that he's been working on. Arriving there, Naruto thanked the clones as he dispelled them. After that, someone arrived. As he turned, it was a man just standing there floating. It was a sage of Six Path. Seeing the bad condition that Yujito was in, Naruto told him to give him some time, as he needed to make sure that she's okay. The sage just nodded, because he knew that Naruto was the only one who could do this. Some time passed after that, as Naruto was back at Konoha, as Tsunade was sending people into the forest because Naruto was releasing a massive amount of power that was shaking the entire village. As everyone that she sent in there came out back, even Itachi. He stayed the longest though, but he did came out back, a little bruised up, signifying that Naruto just defeated all of them. Once Yujito was out of the hospital, she went in there though, as she was the only one that managed to get him to calm down. Well, by doing the deed. Some time passed after that as the entire group was ready, as Madara along with the rest of them arrived, along with the rest of them, Kisame and others, as Itachi and others split up to take on their foes. Kakashi went off the masked man, as Tsunade could feel the overwhelming presence from Naruto, as both him and Madara clash. So yeah guys, so it's basically let's put it off. You guys can switch across the place and check out for yourself. So, what do you say we begin this new episode? Tsunade-sama, Yes, Sakura. This can't be real, can it? Humans cannot do things like this, can they? I have seen several generations, Sakura. And out of those, I've seen only two that can. Gigi and Sensei. As she was watching the fight in front of her, shockwave after shockwave, as they were going at it. It's why they consider them a god of shinobi. I'm starting to see now why Madara could keep up with Gigi. And Naruto, he fight just like Gigi, she thought. I don't see an opportunity to jump in, not on this fight, Sakura said, looking around to see the other battles going on. There probably won't be, but if there's a chance, we have to make sure we take it. We're medics, do you remember Rule 4? As she got a nod from Sakura. Here comes another shockwave, said Tsunade. Even though chakra was activated on her feet, she was blown back several feet. It's like watching gods. She then frowned. I am not calling Naruto god of shinobi after this. Tsunade simply smiled as she turned back to the fight to see Naruto speeding through hand sign along with Madara. Back with Naruto and Madara. Fire style. Great fire annihilation, said Madara. Sage art. Giant tsunami, Naruto said. Naruto tidal wave crashed right into Madara's wide spread of flames. As steam rose, being enhanced by nature and water naturally stronger than fire, Madara had to leap back to avoid Naruto jutsu. Naruto flashed in front of him as Madara brought his arm up to block the kick. As Madara's eyes widened as he palm thrust Naruto right in the stomach as Naruto exploded. The Rinnegan scanning for Naruto. The Naruto flashed behind him as he spun around as the both of them started to clash once more. That seal is still active. I cannot use Susanoo, thought Madara. My most powerless technique. He did said if it stays active, I cannot use it. But at least he can't use that forest technique, Madara said, as he drive a harsh kick into Naruto's stomach, before elbowing Naruto in the side of the head, as Naruto was pushed back, as Madara speed through hand signs. You're trivial compared to Hashirama. Given time, you may have surpassed him. Might. Too bad time is not what you have. You talk too much. Madara's eyes widened, Naruto being behind him, and his voice came with a powerful drilling sound. Sage art, spiraling spear, as he drive the Rasengan straight into Madara's spine. Naruto hit Madara cleanly, but he sensed something strange just before he hit the legendary Uchiha, something that irked him. You substituted with yourself. Is that what that Limbo jutsu does? As Madara landed, is creation with clones are truly perfect, even going missed by my eyes, as he barely escaped the Rasengan by substituting with the Limbo body provided by his eyes. But no, he noticed I'm creating versions of myself. What happened? He couldn't do that before. As Naruto slammed his hands together, sage markings all over his face. As Madara prepped for another attack, feeling the build-up of dense chakra, the deep red markings across Naruto's face light up, as they were now extremely red, as a tree came from the ground behind him. A sapling, said Madara, looking at the small tree behind Naruto. It honestly looked like a weed. Madara's eyes then picked up on the chakra flowing inside of it. It was absorbing nature energy. Madara had to duck as Naruto appeared in front of him once again. That Shunshin speed is truly impressive, as he dodged several punches and kicks. Madara then grabbed Naruto's hand and tossed him straight over to his tree. As Madara released another fire jutsu, as Naruto smiled as he landed perfectly right behind the tree. Madara ended his fire jutsu to check the damage done. What he saw made his eyes go wide. The tree was absorbing the fire jutsu with ease, almost like his predator path would. Thanks, said Naruto as he came into view. As the tree was taller now, this would be the end of him, Naruto thought. The tree continued to glow slowly, centimeter by centimeter. Madara eyed the chakra pouring into the tree as he narrowed his eyes at Naruto. As Naruto returned the gaze, unyielding at Uchiha. I can't hit him and he can't hit me. We match ninjutsu for ninjutsu. And any genjutsu I would try or could, he'd break immediately. Thought Madara, seeing Naruto build up the chakra for another Shunshin. It was time to end this. Summoning, Madara said, as Naruto watched as the ground cracked, as a massive hand exploded out from the ground. Naruto flashed back to his tree, as he saw the hand try to grab him. The whole way back, Naruto saw a massive creature start to come from the ground, beneath Madara. As Naruto watched, Jubi. So, that is what it looks like. No, it is incomplete for now. It probably needs me to fully revive. said Kurama in Naruto's head as the jubi released a roar. You're going to need to protect that tree fully if you're going to ever use it, said Kurama. Yeah, said Naruto, as he slammed his hands together. The jubi roared once more at Naruto before being commanded by Madara to attack him. Madara watched the tree shrink back down to a normal size before tremors were felt. Madara's eyes widened, but the excited look was on his face. You are real like Hashirama, he said. Sage Art Mokiton threw several thousand tails as a massive claw break from the ground. With Yujito and Black Zetsu. You should be dead, said Black Zetsu, sending large trees at the Kunoichi. Madara ripped the Nibi out of you. Any Jinjutsu that lose their Bijus die. I guess I got lucky, she said, a grin on her face. She was making it look like child's play as she glided through him spawning trees, all the while advancing towards him like she was simply walking. Zetsu upped the number of trees and their sizes as Yujito's smile only widened. You're nowhere near Naruto level with this ability. Compared to him, this is like fighting a genin, she said, as she vanished in Shanshin and appeared in front of Zetsu. Zetsu tried to dodge, but her heel planted under his chin, knocking him upwards. This is going to be so much fun. Damn girl, said Black Zetsu, as he landed, as he forced more trees to attack her. Her smile never wavered as she went through hand sign, fire style, hell flames, as his trees were incinerated. His eyes widened as he felt something behind him. The moment they spin around, they were sliced in half, as Yujito had a slip of paper in her hand as she placed on the both of them, as seals spread all over his body. Meanwhile, Kisame and Itachi stood a distance away from each other. Uchiha versus the swordsman. Sharingan versus Samihata. More destruction would have been caused by now, but the two hadn't moved yet since they came to this spot, as the both of them were just looking at each other. As Kisame was not one to stay still, so something was rather strange to see him just standing there. Hey, Yujito said as she appeared. Yujito-san, said Itachi, as she looked over at Kisame. He seems mad. He has a reason to be. Can I help you with something? I want you to burn this guy with your Amaterasu. As she dropped both half of Zetsu. Amaterasu, Itachi said, as Zetsu was incinerated by the black flames. You got this. I do, thanks, he said, as Yujito then headed off, going to help Jiraiya and Sasuke to face off against a massive Zetsu army. Kisame finally lunged at Itachi with a sword swipe. I thought we were partners. We were. I didn't ask for much, besides transparency, as the both of them locked Samihata with kunai from Itachi. As Itachi didn't say anything, no words, of course, always no words, as he brought down Samihata on him hard, as the scales came out and ripped through him, but Itachi burst in crows. I thought I could trust you. Despite our organization or past, I thought I could trust you, said Kisame. You still can, said Itachi. You know that you can. Kisame simply shook his head as he released a tidal wave of pure water out of his mouth. Meanwhile, with Naruto and Madara, the massive fox was holding back the jubi, as Naruto stood on top of the fox's head. As Madara saw that he was protecting the tree at all costs, he created that massive fox just to preserve that tree. I wonder what is the endgame with that, as he was currently standing on the jubi's head looking at Naruto, the impassive gaze. Naruto watched the jubi roar, and then a titanic ball of pure power formed right in front of his face. Damn it, we're fighting too close to the village, Naruto thought. Lucky though, he had a plan. As Madara wondered what is going on, as he didn't even move to protect the village from the Biju ball. But he did saw the tree, it shrinked as Naruto slammed his hands together. Madara watched Naruto closely before he saw the clouds above. They were parting. This boy. The next generation will always be better than the last, Naruto said, as the head of a massive Phoenix fly trap descended down to earth. It was like Madara meteor that he would drop, only alive and was coming right after him. Descent of the carnivorous Buddha, Naruto said. Madara could only watch as the Biju was forced to send the ball of pure destruction towards that large Venus flytrap. The plant released a force of pure pollen all over the area before taking the entire ball and swallowing it. As the ball then exploded inside the plant, ripping it to pieces in mid-air. The plant dispelled completely, but the pollen that it released kept flooding to the ground. This boy isn't Hashirama. He seems to be even better, thought Madara, as Naruto flashed in front of him on the head of a jubi. This pollen, it has absorption, chakra qualities. As both him and Naruto started to clash with their fists. Do you really think the new generation can become better than the last one? It is only logical, Naruto said as he felt the jubi shaking as the pollen completely covered it. You were all blindly gathering strength, some guarding it more than others. As he was striking at Madara to speak, you all had your methods of teaching passing down. Someone was bound to get them, take them, and go further with them. I see your logic, it's sound. But that logic don't make sense when someone like myself has reached a pinnacle. You're still out of your league, despite your ability. As he blocked the kick from Naruto. As he felt his bones shake at the force. He's stronger. You compare me to Hashirama Jiji, I'm not him. And this is not the same battle like you guys had before. As Madara started to defend. As Madara felt his bone was shaking under the strikes that he couldn't get away from. When you faced Jiji, you still had the Kyuubi on your side and you still lost. This time, you don't have the Kyuubi because as Naruto speed up violently as he smashed the kick into Madara, sending him sailing off the jubi. Because I am the Kyuubi, Naruto said. As Madara heard the voice, it was the actual Kyuubi talking to him. That explained the speed and the power increase. I am actually fighting the beast, said Madara with a smile, as he pulled his war fan from his back. A simple wave sent Naruto flying off the jubi and blew away the pollen off the beast. As he wouldn't have his chakra continuously stolen. Bring it on then, if you say so, said Naruto as a titanic Rasengan appeared in the mouth of his wooden fox. Super spiraling cannon, Naruto said. A brilliant blue beam erupted from the fox that rocked the side of a jubi. Massive frame. As Naruto flashed towards Madara, as his fox and the jubi went toe to toe, as him and Madara started battling it out as well. Madara gripped Naruto's kick as he tightened his hold on Naruto's feet, as Naruto grimaced as a tightened hold. Madara sent an elbow towards Naruto's head, but Naruto ducked under it as he felt the wind pass him, as Naruto smashed his fist right into Madara's gut. But at the last moment, Madara twisted his body, but he felt a force smashed into him. Senjutsu, let me add range to my attacks, Naruto said. Let's see you substitute from this. Sage Art, Rasengan Barrage. Madara had to quickly switch himself with one of his Limbo bodies, as it was four of them now. Something was wrong. This couldn't be the Kyuubi, the boy was on a different level. As Naruto, face became even redder. Spiraling flash. Super round hell, Naruto said, as he vanished. By the time Naruto finished saying his name of his jutsu, 10 Rasengans went off. Madara and his Limbo bodies was sent sailing backwards. Madara even got up with 2 smoky holes in his armor. You seriously have to find a better name for that. It takes too long, said Kurama. That naming is awesome, Naruto said, and you know that. As Naruto landed back on his fox, Uchiha Madara, this is the end. As Madara could feel the effect of the double Rasengan to his chest, and he didn't like it one bit, especially considering that he didn't even see Naruto move. Yet he managed to hit him twice, and his Limbo bodies twice in an instant, and now he was claiming that he was going to end the fight. Sage Art, the whole of creation. A wood clone dropped from the air and landed right beside Naruto. The clone didn't come alone, its body was actually a tree that Naruto created earlier. I haven't perfected this to the point of using it without a clone. But who cares, hopefully, this is the only time I'll get to use this. He can't think that I'm really going to just allow him to create that, said Madara as he watched Naruto held up his palm, as his clones placed his hand above it as a pitch black ball spin. Madara struggled to stand as he glanced over back at the jubi. I need to get back to the jubi before... I am no liar, Madara. This is over, Naruto yelled, as vines tore from the ground and grabbed Madara and pinned him right down to the ground. No schemes, no escape, no nothing. You're dying, Naruto said. The pitch black ball in his hand condensed into the size of a gumball. I am not Jiji. He tried to save you, but I am just going to kill you. Simple as that. I am actually stuck, said Madara, as he tried to overpower the vines. You caught me off guard when you first arrived. Plus, you could use Susanoo. As the green shell started to form around the black ball in his hand. I honestly thought that this would be harder. But without your Susanoo, you're not that scary. You're barely better than Sasuke. finished Naruto happy with the ball in his hand. The stable green shell coating the black small ball. It was highly unstable. It was extended upon Naruto's arm as it went straight up to his shoulder. Ateke Genkai Rasengan. Dad would be so jealous, Naruto thought. He did not only nullify my strongest technique, he kept pace with me the entire time. Nullify my Limbo. Even cooked up this ending before my eyes could recharge for another jutsu, thought Madara, resigning to his fate. The kid was better than him. To think this was really it. His over 100 years plan. His second life. Him reaching the pinnacle by achieving the Rinnegan. All rendered obsolete by this man that destroyed him easily, as he felt like he should have put up a better fight like Naruto said. But without Susanoo he was practically useless. Well, not useless, but useless. To a Kyuubi Jinchuriki with Mokitan that can put up a beast that was even larger. To compare with the Jubi. Crazy how fast that all flew through Madara's head, because Naruto wasn't building the ability slow. Only a few seconds had passed. All the chakra the tree gathered. With Senjutsu, the chakra I stole from the Jubi, and mine, and Kurama's, are all in this. Goodbye, Madara, Naruto said. Sage Art would release. Heavenly, spiraling lance. The green shell and black core of the Rasengan sat neatly on Naruto's arm, as the lance shot off his arm with incredible speed, tearing through Madara's chest. As the landing exploded on Madara, everything went up in a loud boom. As Naruto stood unflinching watching his wood Rasengan tear apart Madara at the cellular level, it first ripped a hole through Madara from shoulder to shoulder. That's how big it was, but the detonation was actually the deadliest part, shredding him into nothingness. It was a green dome that eventually turned black for a second, and then back to green, and then red. When the black dome vanished, there was nothing but a large, massive crater, with Madara gone completely. As Naruto's sage markings went away, as he was breathing heavily from the jutsu that he just used, the sage markings were barely there, as Tsunade and Sakura landed next to him. Sakura looked extremely happy. As Tsunade was confused, Naruto wasn't smiling. What's wrong, kid? He's still alive, Naruto said. The moment Naruto said that, his sage marking revitalized as Madara appeared back. As Naruto looked at Madara, both arms folded across his chest, unscathed by anything. As Naruto was confused looking at his eyes, I know you used that Izanagi, but why didn't you lose the eye, Naruto asked. Like I said, I reached the pinnacle, said Madara. Hidden to everyone, a Sharingan implanted in Madara's arm, closed forever. Seems it worked perfectly. Implanting that eye was ingenious, Obito. I'll have to thank you for it later if you survive. Bachan. Sakura-chan, please get back. He nullified my seal. As Naruto understand why Madara let him kill him. I killed him. But did he plan for that to happen? Due to that, the seal in Kumo is null and void. Susanoo, Madara said, as it fired off several balls of pure energy towards Tsunade and Naruto and Sakura. Summoning Rashomon, Naruto said as he summoned a demonic wall to protect them from the attack. As he shifted his hand to his snake seal, he turned back to Tsunade and Sakura. Don't get caught up into any of this until it's done. I won't be able to fight him if I'm protecting you both, he said. Tsunade and Sakura nodded as they retreat to a safe distance once more. How are you doing in there, Kurama? Naruto asked. I'm fine. Gathering Senjutsu isn't that hard. Your avatar, verse, will affect everything if you don't move away from the village. Might want to get some distance before spawning that, said Kurama, already knowing what Naruto wanted to do. Huh, it seems you haven't been paying attention. The village is perfect for this, said Naruto as he watched a chakra sword from Madara slice the gate in half. Neither has Madara, apparently. Because I used this to escape him. Use what? Said Kurama as he then saw Phoenix fly trap spawned right in Madara's Susanoo next to him. As Kurama saw the familiar kunai in his mouth. You're insane, kid, he said. Yeah, said Naruto. Located around the village was 4 kunais. As Konoha vanished, and Madara also vanished. He was now in the center of Konoha, but there was no longer any Konoha there. As Naruto then slammed his hands together, Heir, he said. Madara's eyes widened at the jutsu that Naruto was using. You never seem to stop amazing me. as Madara forces Susanoo to fully complete the perfect Susanoo. "I'm impressed, boy," he said, as he watched Naruto create a humanoid figure like his Susanoo, but it had a fox head. It had his claws on its hands and 9 tails flashing behind it. "Senju Naruto, you have truly lived past Hashirama's name. I'm impressed." "Shut up already," Naruto said, as he looked over to see his other fox struggling against the jubi. As he realized he needed to end this soon to go and tame that monster. "My final technique. Nothing else after this one." An orange cloak came up around the entire humanoid figure. "Let's end this!" as the both of them dashed forward. Meanwhile, Kakashi was having a shock of his life, as he was currently inside of Toby, Pocket Dimension. Well, not Toby. Obito? The both of them were panting heavily and beaten badly, as the both of them went at it like wild animals, throwing ferocious jutsus after ferocious jutsus at each other, lashing out with devastating punch and kicks. But he couldn't believe it was his friend. "I hoped you've seen my face and remember your failures. That would bring some ease to my art," said Obito, as he sent that shuriken straight over to Kakashi. Kakashi took the shuriken to the chest. As he collapsed down on his knees, Obito grabbed a kunai as he walked towards Kakashi. He needed to get back to absorb the jubi. He was going to be the one to change his world after all. Not Madara, him. But he needed to finish off his teammate first. "Goodbye, Kakashi. I never liked you anyway." As he was about to drive the kunai down before the lightning could be heard, the cackling of lightning, Obito's eyes widened as Kakashi in front of him poofed into smoke. The real Kakashi stood behind him, his Sharingan open. "Sorry, Obito. I am not that broken up over it anymore." His lightning-covered hand inside his teammate's chest. "Knowing that the masked man has been you the entire time makes me feel better that I'm the only one that saw your face. I can keep the memory of that good teammate that I once had for future memories." As Obito collapsed down as Kakashi caught him. Kakashi," he said, as he could no longer feel the rest of his body. "How did you know?" "Naruto, he could feel your body composition was different and told me to look out for it." As Obito also had a kunai in his neck to make sure that he would go down. As Kakashi severed the cord, Obito couldn't feel anything below his neck. Obito collapsed down as his eyes closed forever. A silent prayer Kakashi gave him before warping out of the Pocket Dimension, seeing that it was only him that could come in here. He could mourn later. For now, we have to check in on everyone else. Meanwhile, Jiraiya was currently sitting on a tree writing his book, as the Uchiha had that under control and his root army. As they were wiping out the white Zetsus, Jiraiya-sama said Yujito as he appeared. "Yujito, done already?" "Yes." "And what exactly are you doing?" she asked. "Well, the kid got that, and also he has an army." "Well then, what about Itachi?" Jiraiya asked, as he looked over. "Well, Naruto said that he's strong, and for Naruto to say that he's strong, he must be really strong. Well, that guy Kisame, his chakra levels are monstrous." "Well then, that only leave one person to check on." A swirling vortex appeared as Yujito went on her guard. It was Kakashi though. "I'm fine. Just a little." Yujito went over and caught him, as he had wounds all over his body. But nothing could kill him from, he was just exhausted. "I'm going to bring you to Snazzy." As she turned to see Naruto and Madara facing off in Titan mode. "I'm coming soon, Naruto-kun," she said. Back with the real fight. "This boy is annoying," said Madara, as this thing was just agile, and those 9 tails were completely annoying, as they kept on blocking every strike and slamming into his armor of his Susanoo. As Naruto in here dodged several sword strikes as it got closer to the Chakra Warrior once more, as it grabbed the arm of the wielding sword arm and created a massive Rasengan. The Susanoo swatted the Rasengan away and grabbed the fox avatar though. "This is tougher than I thought," Naruto said, as he felt physically tired for the first time in a long while. "I grow tired of this stalemate, boy," said Madara, his arms folded together. Madara looked up in the sky. As he placed his hand together, he was about to drop a meteor. But his eyes went wide as a fist connected with his face. He was beyond shock as Yujito was inside his Susanoo. "That felt so good," said Yujito, as she launched him out of his Susanoo. As Madara looked up in shock as he wondered how the hell did she got in there. In the area, absorbed chakra, it made a hole just big enough for me to escape in. When it grabbed my wrist, said Madara, as he rubbed his chin a bit. She hit hard, but wasn't she supposed to be dead? How the hell are you still alive, he asked. Oh, my future ex-husband does amazing things, she said, with a smile. Ex-husband, huh? That means we have to get married first, Naruto said. You trying to marry me now, he said. Of course, you said when all of this was done. And it's about to be, she said. As Madara picked up himself. You ready, Naruto-kun? Of course, said Naruto, as she pulled him into a lip lock. When they briefly kissed, Naruto smiled. Nice transfer. Thought you liked it that way, she said. As Madara understood the real reason behind the kiss, it was like she gave him her chakra entirely. Unseen to Madara, Yujito had a small, black obsidian moon on her left palm. Upon kissing Naruto, the moon faded away as he appeared right in Naruto's palm. In his next hand, he had a white circle. It was finally time to end this. Madara, I lied earlier. This is now the end. As Naruto held up his right arm as a black orb formed. As Naruto placed the other palm over it, causing it to spin unstably. As Madara felt a chill run down his spine just before Hashirama killed him. It was the same chill. No escaping it this time. Not again, said Madara, but Naruto flashed away. Madara's eyes went wide as he heard, right behind him, outclassed yet again by another Senju. Every goddamn time. Shibaku Tensei, planetary devastation, Naruto said, as he slammed his spinning black orb right into Madara's spine, as he was sent sailing into the sky, as large chunks of earth started to break from the ground and smash right into him, creating a tight ball around him in mid-air. As Naruto looked up to see two entities, one with a demonic head and one with a goddess head, as he placed his hands together, completing the seal. Izanagi wouldn't save him from that. That was a technique from the sage himself. Even the goddess Kaguya couldn't escape that. But Naruto's job wasn't done yet. Can't be simple, can it? Wouldn't be easy if it was. Naruto turned and looked over at the jubi. I hope you're ready for the stress this will put on your body, said Kurama. Of course I am, Naruto said. The ass whipping I'm going to receive after this? Not ready for that though. But it's for the best. As Yujito came over to him as he hugged her tightly. Backing away, she noticed a tear running down his face. I love you, he said. Naruto-kun, she said, not understanding the tone or words. All that was left was a jubi, and very incomplete jubi. It was mindless. It should be simple for someone like him. What's wrong? Naruto said nothing as he vanished in Shanshin. Yujito turned as she saw the jubi rip apart Naruto Fox finally. It was much more powerful than she figured. Which meant, Naruto-kun, she screamed out. With Naruto, he appeared just on top of the jubi's head. The beast was roaring from destroying the fox, so he didn't notice Naruto landed softly. As Naruto slammed his hands together and placed it in the ram seal, everyone in the vicinity stopped and witnessed what Naruto was doing, as his eyes locked with everyone before finally settling on Yujito's. A smile was on his face before the jubi started to scream out. It looked like the jubi was being sucked into a black hole, as it was compressed and sucked away, leaving Naruto only one standing there. As Naruto slowly descended down to the earth, as Naruto looked shocked for a second, seeing no physical changes, as he looked over towards Yujito. But then, to everyone's surprise, his face cracked like the decaying earth. As he was decaying, his hair became white, as he could only blink one last look at Yujito before he crumbled into nothingness. Everyone eye widening shock as they saw Naruto's blow away in the wind. Huh? Naruto? Said Yujito. Everything was just stopped, even the fight between Kisame and Itachi, as the man who just defeated Madara was turned into dust. Naruto, she cried out. Time skip. Yujito was watering the flowers. 4 years. It's so hard to think that that much time has passed. She thought as she ended her watering. Things have been so peaceful since that happened. As she turned and headed back to her home, a cozy home located on the top of the Hokage's mountain, of all things. The dream home she and Naruto used to talk about. It was finally a reality. Naruto-kun, she thought, thinking of the man she fell in love with. Before she could think about it anymore, she felt a tug on her hand. Looking down, she saw a child holding onto her hand. A small boy, just over 3-year-old of age. with stunning, matching features to fit herself. Everything about him said Yujito, except for the more golden, blonde hair and violet eyes that he got from his father. Huh, who would have thought that moment in the forest of death would result to such a miracle, she thought. And she was right, she never thought such a thing would occur. And she and Naruto was always careful. Well, at least she was. Having the Nibi into her, giving her something close to auto birth control. Well, that was until the Nibi was ripped from her, and Naruto saved her from death. Then upon her awakening, them shacking up for hours, and tada! Senju Baruto was born, as he was staring up at her. "Come on, mom, we have to go, it's time." I'm coming, she said. He gets so excited, just like his father, she thought, as the boy dragged her through the Leaf Village as she looked around. As she was greeted by everyone who spotted her, being led by her child. Perks of being the hero's girl are still strong, she said, acknowledging everyone, despite her son dragging her along. Makes sense, Naruto just didn't save the village, he saved the world. Madara Jutsu would have enslaved the entire world. It was hard to live that down, as it was spread across the entire world, which is why, on the day that it happened, all the Kages would come together for them to celebrate such a day, to continue building peaceful outlet for the world. The world was truly peaceful, as the most powerful people right now in the world met and shared good times, all thanks to what Naruto had done. The dream that Hashirama entrusted you with became reality, Naruto-kun, as she made it towards Konoha Conference Center, seeing the four Kages mingling with each other. Your own relationship with these people has brought them all together to a bond that cannot be broken, as the Stone Kage was Kurasuke. Even though she didn't know Naruto that much, she had a reason to come to Konoha, the form of Sasuke that was standing next to her. They look good, even though Sasuke was trying to downplay how much he actually misses her when she isn't there. And the next one, Terumi Mei. Like Kurasuke, Naruto and her relationship wasn't that very personal. Well, for Yujito being the reason, cause that woman was always trying to steal Naruto. But Naruto had touched the ones in her party, those being Zabuza and Haku, who stood off to the side. Haku with her lover Suigetsu, as Zabuza was chatting with Kisame. After Itachi died, Kisame ended his fight with Itachi, and he returned home. He was surely punished for his actions, but it was happy to see him, and he was here smiling and talking. Next up was the Kazekage Gaara. Yujito didn't even need to dive into why Naruto was important to him, and why he was important to Naruto as well, as Gaara thought the world of Naruto. Plus, Yujito was sure that his sister had a thing for Naruto's friend, Shikamaru. And lastly, she spotted her own Kage. Ace stood as he looked the same as ever. She was the reason he and Naruto were so cool. He was practically a father to her, and him and Naruto bonded to protect her, and that made they gain a good relationship. It was weird to think that Naruto had a hand in the life of the Kages from the other nations. "Hey Gigi," said Baruto as he rushed over, releasing his mother's hand, as A turned to see the small boy as he opened his arms to him. "You came!" "Hey Baruto, and of course, I am still the right Kage, and it's my duty and honor to show up for one of these." As him and Yujito I met, as she waved at him, as he smiled back. "Where is Tsunade, so we may start this ASAP?" As Tsunade arrived, "Let us get to it, shall we?" As she raised a glass of alcohol, the others who were also of age did the same. A toast to a man we all know, to a man we all admire, and a man who saved the entire world. I don't know how he touched all of your life, but if it was anything like how he touched mine's, I say we thank God for meeting such a wonderful soul. To Naruto. To Naruto, they cheered. As the party then began, the World Peace Party, with it being just as great as last year. Only, Yujito didn't drink her drink. She couldn't, she just set her drink down, as she excused herself. As she took a step outside, Naruto-kun, she thought, with her eyes closed, and her hand on her stomach, as a small tear ran down her cheek. "Why are you crying, Nico?" As Yujito looked up to see Naruto, with a smile on her face. "I'm crying, because I'm so happy. Tears of joy. Oh, I thought you were crying because of you can't drink, because of the bun in your oven. But that makes me happy because of it." Our family is growing, she said. Yes, it is, Naruto said, as he rubbed Yujito's pregnant belly, as he was fitted in his Hokage's robe. As Naruto could feel the second chakra within her as he smiled at the happy presence. She seems happy too. Well, you're here. But how do you know it's a girl? I'm only 6 weeks along. I'm not even showing. Well, that little mama's boy don't react so much to my chakra. I don't think he liked me that much. But daddy little girl in there does. Just father intuition, that's all. A good point. She always get lively when daddy's around. As she gave Naruto a kiss. So does mommy, she whispered. Careful. We have a peace meeting, Naruto said, as he felt her hands roam around him a bit. She then gripped him tightly. What's wrong? It's a baby. She's... What? Naruto said, as a grin came on Yujito's face. You're never gonna make me live it down for what I did, are you? Nope, she said, as she gave him another kiss. Flashback, 4 years ago. Naruto looked shocked for a second as he saw no changes, before staring out at Yujito. Before he could see or do anything, his face cracked like destroyed earth. One last look at Yujito before he crumbled into nothingness. Everyone's eyes widened. Naruto, Yujito cried out, as she fell to her knees in disbelief at what she just saw. Naruto vanished, his chakra completely. All that they've been through. How could he... Gotcha. Yujito turned as she saw Naruto behind her, as he was laughing. But several tears were coming down her face, making him actually feel bad. Oh baby, I didn't mean to make you... Well... Bad joke, he said, as he felt really bad by the prank he played. He then stepped back because of a killing intent, radiating from her, as a blue coat came over her body. It was just a joke, Nico, to get you back for dying on me It was fire style. Heaven and earth, in ashes, said Yujito, as her entire body burst in flames as she started chased after him, as everyone watched. Nico, I'm sorry. As Naruto rushed in the forest as she followed after him, blue flames burning everywhere. And what the hell, you're not even Nibi Jinjuki anymore. How can you still use the blue flames? Idiot, said Snazzy. End of the flashback. Ending the kiss, Yujito enter the party with Naruto. You're late, Hokage-sama. Naruto stopped as she turned towards him. Pulling her towards him, he started to roam his hand around her body. You know what, you're right, I am late. But it's not like I can be late twice. As a grin came on her face. You're right, she said, as she giggled as he vanished with her. And yeah guys, this is where this story ends. I hope you guys enjoyed. And as always, don't be sad because other what ifs are going to be out soon for you guys to enjoy. But I just hope that you guys enjoy this final episode. Thank you for following me on this journey. Thank you for all of your support, guys. And thank you all again. I really enjoy all the support. But for now, I'm out. I'm going to be seeing you soon. Peace.